For today, I'm going to give you a quick video. There's not a separate note sheet. I'm just going to start some of these problems with you on your assignment. For number 5, I'm not going to do it with you. All you need to know is that you have this equation, x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 17. And they're asking in part A and B if those points are on the graph, meaning are they on the circle? So you have an x and a y coordinate. You literally just plug those into x and y. And does the left side equal 17? If it does, then it's on the graph. If it doesn't, it's not on the graph. Okay, so for this lesson, I'm just going to rewrite the equation on top. So our equation of a circle was x minus h in parentheses squared plus y minus k in parentheses squared is equal to the radius squared. Number 7 and 8, you can do. Let's start with number 9. So I need to teach you a rule here. Number 9 says for each given point, indicate whether the point is on, outside, or inside the circle with the given equation. So what you need to know is if the left side, so x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. If it's equal, then it's on the graph. If you have, let's give it a little bit more room, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared, if this side is less than the radius squared, then it's going to be, the point will be inside the circle. And the opposite, if x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is greater than your radius squared, then that point will be outside the circle. So let's test this out. I will do letter D with you. So for letter D, we have point, -2, 1. And we want to know, is that on the graph? Is it inside or is it outside? So all you're going to do is you're going to plug -2 in the x coordinate. So we have -2 squared plus y will be 1. So 1 plus 6 squared is equal to 23. So we have 4 plus, we have 7 squared, 49. Is that equal to 23? Well, it's not equal. We end up getting 53, which is going to be greater than 23. Since 53 is greater than 23, 23 is the radius squared, we end up being outside. So for letter D, that point is outside the circle, or the graph, which is a circle. You can do the rest of number 9 on your own. Let's do number 11. Actually, this was very similar to your notes. You're going to find the center and the radius for each of those. Those were similar to the notes from yesterday, so you should be okay on those. For number 12, it's a little bit different. We are going to find the solution sets of each system. You're used to linear lines being on a system and usually have 1 or 2 or 0 solutions, depending on if they're, I'm sorry, not 2. It's either 1, 0, or infinitely many. It's a little bit different when we're dealing with circles. So I'm going to do a couple of these with you. All right, so let's start with letter B. X squared plus y squared is equal to 25. X squared minus y squared is equal to 7. We want to try to either substitute or eliminate one of the variables so we can solve. This is set up nicely that I can eliminate the y squareds. So if I end up adding these two lines, this goes away. So x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. And then 25 plus 7, we end up getting 32. And then from there, we'll divide by 2, and we get x squared is equal to 16. Realize this is x times x, so your x is going to equal to positive or negative 4. Okay, so now we need to solve this and figure out what our y can be. So let's substitute 4 and -4 back into these two equations. So if we have, let's look at this equation. If we have 4 squared plus y squared equal to 25, I have 16 plus y squared is equal to 25. Y squared, we're going to subtract the 16. So y squared is equal to 9. So that means y is equal to plus or minus 3. That means when x, so let's write our solutions. Oh, let's write them right here. When x is 4, positive 4, y could be positive 3 or y could be negative 3. Great. So we have two answers, but we're not done because we just substituted the positive 4. I still need to substitute in negative. So let's substitute in the negative right now. So -4. All right, so we have -4, and when we square that, plus y squared is equal to 25. We get 16 plus y squared is equal to 25, and some of you are like, it's just going to be the same thing. Y squared is 9, so y is equal to plus or minus 3. That means since we started with -4, when x is -4, y could be positive 3 or y could be -3. So you happen to have 4 solutions for this one. So for letter C, I'm going to do substitution. So you can either get x alone or y alone. If I subtract y from both sides, I get x is equal to 8 minus y. Now I'm going to substitute this into x's spot. So I have 8 minus y squared plus y squared is equal to 34, and that allowed me to eliminate the x's. So remember, this is x, or 8 minus y times 8 minus y. So we get 64 minus 16y plus y squared plus y squared, that's from that one, equals 34. So when we simplify, let's actually subtract the 6. Well, let's subtract 34. So now it'll be equal to 0. So we have 30 minus 16y plus 2y squared is equal to 0. All of these can be divided by 2. So let's do that. Divide by 2, divide by 2. We get 15 minus 8y plus y squared is equal to 0. And when we factor, we can flip this. So you're used to seeing it this way. We have y, what times what gives you 15, and when added together gives you -8. The answer is -5 and -3. So y minus 5, y minus 3. Set those equal to 0 and solve. You get y is equal to 5, and here y is equal to 3. So here we have two y's. Now we have to take those and plug them back into one of the original equations. Using the second equation would be easier. So let's use this and say x plus y, let's use 5, equals 8. When you subtract it, x would equal 3. So one of your answers for letter C would be when x is 3, y is 5. All right. Now we have to do the other y, 3. So x plus 3 equals 8. When you subtract, x is equal to 5. So your other solution is when x is 5, y is 3. So that's how you solve those types of problems. They are system problems, but obviously a little bit different than what you're used to. Couple hints. So for letter A, it's pretty simple. For letter D, think about it. I don't want to give away the answer, but think about the fact that you have the absolute value of y. So what does that mean? That y could be what two numbers? Okay. For number 13, you are going to find the distance between the points of intersections. So the points of intersections are just going to be what you did for number 12, because that's the solution of the system. So you're going to solve, this is very much like solving the one we just did for letter C, but they want to know the distance between the two solutions, the points where they intersect. So just to refresh, the distance formula is that long square root sign, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Number 17 is a challenge question. If you want to try it, go for it, and then look at my video, see how it went.